Yek. Hello, everyone. Very welcome to Early Talks. Today, we have a special guest, Dr. Ramin Ghorashi. He's a lecturer and professor in Australia in computer and technology. Very welcome, Dr. Ramin.
Thank you, Amir. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Today, what we have in technology news update.
So there's a couple of news that's been bouncing around in terms of AI agents and cybersecurity. So with two of the recent incidents that has happened was with OpenAI and Anthropic, the two biggest companies in the US that have they are behind ChatGPT and Claude. So recently, I think it was July that these attacks have happened, is that which is concerning because these models were given a specific instructions and they were put into a sandbox. Um, so these are LLM models which have been given instructions to be tested as a benchmark on cybersecurity topics. Now, what happened was that these models have actually got out of these sandboxes and have actually reached out to real organizations into the real world and access to the internet. Now, what makes it frightening is because the way that they were thinking and the way they were processing it through. Um, so with the OpenAI first, they had identified a zero-day vulnerability in one of the packages that had access, and then because that package had a outbound internet access, which goes outward, they were or the model was able to actually use that to go out and attack another company, which is well established, called Hugging Face, and we're able to steal the credentials like usernames and passwords and be able to extract some data from them. So that was concerning. And then later on, Anthropic, which is again behind Claude, they also put their models. I think there were three models: Opus 4.7, Mythos 5, and then there was like a internal only research and testing model, and they put those into test as well with clear instructions. You're in the simulated world, same as sandbox, and there were set instructions to do a task, which was a cybersecurity competition. We call it capture the flag, or CTF. Now, they were giving clear instructions, but then they were also able to go rogue and break out and reach out to the internet. And attack some organizations outside. One of the biggest buzzing word around was the Mythos. So Mythos is the very strongest model ever made, and this is has been used by many other companies like Microsoft, Dell, IBM, for the skills it has in cybersecurity. Now, those things that has happened, it's interesting because, as I said, like the way they was thinking how to approach this was a little bit frightening because Mythos 5 has very, very strong guidelines. And that almost stopped itself from approaching the real internet. But then it also made it out because it said to itself that this is not okay. We should stop. And then it also tried to convince itself that no, it's it's okay because we're not in a real world and we're simulated world. And one of the evidence that they found was one of their certificates. It's a security certificates. Computers can talk to each other to ensure that it's the communications are secure. That one of the certificates actually read 2026, and they thought, okay, well, we're in the 2026, so it must be the simulated world. So that, and then they approached, and then they carried on. So those were what has happened in recent months, and it is concerning as how they actually are being developed and being tested. Because don't forget, these are were tested in a simulated world, as we call it, sandboxes.
Mm, yeah, it's I see that also. It was in July. I heard many news that something happened, and a sandbox. It's an isolated digital testing, but they found some bugs, and something happened because they access to internet, and it was finding software weaknesses and entering a test system in it. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for it. And so the Anthropic incidents, it happened. Anthropic reviewed cybersecurity evaluation runs and identified three incidents involving six runs in Cloud Opus 4.7 and Cloud Mythos 5, that is very strong model, and an internet research model. The model had been told that you are inside a simulation and you don't have internet access. However, because of a technical misunderstanding or bug between Anthropic and its external evaluation partner, a path to the real internet was open, and the models found that open path. It was, big news last month in it. And yeah, and because of it, I called you. I said that, hey Doc, if you like, let's talk about it. And thank you for joining us. And so, what about, I have a question about security certificate that you mentioned. Until that I know, I check now with ChatGPT. It mentioned the security certificate is like a digital identifier card for a software. And for example, confirm the identifier of a website and create uh, encrypted connection and protect information traveling between systems. Can you please explain about it more to us, please?
Yeah. So when you, as a person behind a computer, that you're trying to reach out to a particular website, um, now, what happens in between is then you need to, as a computer, needs to set up or establish a secure communications with that host. Now, how do we actually know that that host is actually secure, so that our communications is secure? Well, we have certain protocols. One is, if you have actually noticed in your URLs, there's HTTPS. That's S stands for security. And we also have certificates. In this case, the host might have certificates on their site and say that, look, we are a legitimate, domain, and we are a legitimate host. And that is just a one way of telling you that you're a legitimate host and you can actually visit us, no problem, and we have a secure connection. And that actually tells your computer that it's okay to communicate with this website or go to that website. And if there are any information, you can get from information securely. So it's just a one way of showing that and ensuring the other person that it's safe to do so. It's safe to come to that website.
Thank you. And also about NVIDIA chips and memory. NVIDIA is a large American technology company that design powerful processors called GPU. GPU were originally strongly associated with computer graphics and gaming. They are now essential for many AI workloads because they can perform a huge number of calculation in parallel. So, why are AI companies, doctor, dependent on NVIDIA?
Well, NVIDIA is a very large company at the moment. And one of the reasons is because they make a very, very good graphics card. Not only for consumers like people at home that play video games or, they do other graphic based work, but only for data centers as well. They've created very, very very strong hard, graphics cards that can handle many, many tasks simultaneously. And one of these graphics cards are really, really good for handling large language models, especially for ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini or any other, LLM models are out there. And what they actually do is that there's a lot of mathematics behind that happens in the background. So just imagine just like a human brain where we have neural networks connected. There also is a neural network in the computers and the models, because when you are actually sending a prompt to the computer, to ChatGPT, they don't actually understand any of those words. They actually understand that these words are connected to a certain meaning, and then they use some sort of a probability or statistics in general to identify what that outcome should be. Now, when that happens, they will give you an outcome that is desirable and you use it. Now, what happens in this is that they use a lot of calculations and that requires a lot of energy. And when that happens, they use very, very strong computers with, graphics cards that can handle those sort of mathematical calculations. So that's why NVIDIA has invented those graphics cards for those particular companies, and they use it a lot. And that's why their shares and their reputations are gone up really, really high.
Just play
Yeah.
and enjoy our game.
Yeah, there's a lot of mathematics going on in your computer to calculate what your next move or what the next mission is or what the graphics should look like on your screen. Those are handled by that little graphics card in your computer or your Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah, we need to pay
Yes.
too much money because they work hard behind and we just enjoy our game.
Yes, and that is it's just another thing in well, real world at the moment, because there's a lot of shortages in memories as well, and graphics card as well as in that way too, because a lot of these companies who are behind LLMs, such as again ChatGPT and Claude, they use they require a lot of more data centers, and that requires a lot of hardware to be able to handle those queries or prompts all the time, because there's also a demand as well. So you're not alone. It's expensive for everybody.
Yeah, good. So now we see that some companies they wanted to have their own chip, like Apple. We see that Google, like TPUs, Amazon, Trainium chips, and also other AI infrastructure. We see that they start to have their own chips. maybe they wanna to don't dependent on Nvidia maybe, and also China some rules. It was that don't give to China the latest version of some kind of chips, and because they can calculate and they can like brain of AI models. So it was some restricted rules, I think, for send them. So I heard also China and also Elon Musk, also companies. Here we have a news that Tesla uses AI for autonomous driving and Optimus robots. And they just I must tell something that's autonomous. So can you please explain uh, these kind of things to what are they exactly, and why they wanna, and how they can have their own chips, and what do you think that what is next plan for Nvidia if they have their own chips?
Yeah, so I can tell you more about the chips. There's some evidence that so many companies are actually moving away from Nvidia and stuff to create their own chips. One is because they don't want to rely on Nvidia anymore. They want to have their own silicon chips, so they can run their own hardware on that. Number two is because they might have a specialized software. So for example, if we take a look at Apple, they created their own silicon chips. They used to run on Intel. Now they've created their own. Now you can see that they're running much efficient, much faster with their newest computers. And one of the reasons is because they are designing it specifically to run it better on those chips. Now, there are many more reasons. I've heard that Anthropic is actually created their own chip. One of the reasons is because they also, again, they want to move away from Nvidia because one, the graphics card and those chips are very expensive. Two is that there's a lot of demands in AI world. There's a lot of people using ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini. So one of the ways to actually get away from that demand is to actually create their own silicons that are much efficient or smarter, that it can actually process those efficiently. And yes, those are the number of things that I can think of that could actually benefit Anthropic or the a company itself by having manufactured their own chips.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, and also it can maybe because they want to go also in competitive also from business aspect. Uh, it will be cheaper for them maybe for a start. Now they invest too much on it, but in long term, they can also have their own products to use, and maybe with cheaper price, and also maybe they sell also their chips to other companies. It's very competitive, and also some minerals they need to use, and also we see that a specific. I think Elon Musk is I think interested in go to this also market, and I see that, and it was a tweet from him, I think, some months ago. They are going to hire 1% of top AI engineers in the world.
Yeah. They a lot of these companies actually um, are, are dare to say stealing other employees from other companies. Yeah, you take a look at Meta. They're hiring a lot of machine learning engineers from OpenAI, and they're doing that, same thing as, the OpenAI is also, uh, you know, stealing more employees from Apple. So there's a lot of people like engineers are high demand because there is a race, there is a AI race, and they actually wanted to be first in that race. So for that, they need top researchers, top developers in the world that actually can do that. And that's why you can actually see a lot of people have switching jobs from different companies, like from Apple to OpenAI, or from OpenAI to Tesla, or vice versa.
Thanks. It's a great news about it, and really love to have updates always specific about chips in these days. Thank you so much, Dr. Ramin Ghorashi, for joining us today, and love to have you whenever you have time. Please let us know for
Yeah,
so
thank you.
much. Thank you,
Thank you for
and
having me.
thank you, and enjoy a great weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. See you. Take care. Bye
Bye.
for now.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.